Welcome to We're Doing It, the Adam and Michael podcast, and I am Adam Choid, and with me is Michael Firestone. How are you?
Hi, I'm Michael Firestone, and I'm fabulous.
It's good. It's good to be fabulous, and we did end up. You just heard that we did end up with a intro song. You should tell people more about that. It's from the Valley Heart Family Band.
It is, which I am a member of. That particular song is "Good Morning" by the great Philip Douglas Fitzpatrick, and you heard it by the Valley Heart Family Band.
Yeah, I just decided to use my buddy's song for the intro without him knowing. I was just messing around a little bit, and I think it seemed to fit. So I just slid that right in there, and it seemed to work. And we're gonna roll with that and see how that goes. And we should let you know that this episode is being recorded
in front of a live audience.
In front of a live before. It's actually the day after the NBA Finals on 6/13/17, June 13th. And it's also being recorded before our first episode will be released. So we recorded 1 and 2 in a batch.
You're making people's heads spin right now.
I am. Well, you know what? It's important because because back to the formal names. My mother's brother's son, Vincent. New Jersey Michael Submarine Sandwiches. Because people might have their own formal names, and if they've been tweeting us after episode 1 or Facebooking us after episode 1, they're going to be wondering why are we not using their tweets or talking about the fan reaction in episode 2. It's because we're recording the first 2 episodes before putting out any. That's the reason.
We are a machine. We put them out quick.
Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan for sure. And speaking of the social media, if you want to follow us, and we strongly encourage that you do, you can find us on Facebook at We're Doing It. We're Doing It, the Adam and Michael podcast. Twitter, We're Doing It. And you can find us on Twitter at WDI_the podcast. That's at WDI_the podcast on Twitter. And you can also find us on iTunes and Stitcher. So there's
whatever that is.
Yeah, whatever, exactly. There's plenty of ways you can talk to us, interact with us, listen to us. We're going to be everywhere.
If you see us on the street,
don't talk to us.
Well, you can talk to me, but don't talk to Adam.
Yeah, definitely don't talk to me.
I'll give you a hug.
Unless you're giving me something for free or have really good advice.
We're totally the yin and the yang right now. Yeah, it's perfect.
I feel like the hardest thing about podcasting, at least for me, is going to be cutting down on those the ums and the you knows. That is going to be an uphill battle. You too. You're a big guy. After listening back to episode 1, you say I think you're more and I'm more
You're more maybe we'll go back and do a count maybe. And we'll
have to put money into a jar, numbers. Put a quarter into a jar, put a penny into a jar every time we say I mean, I'm not going to edit out all the ums and knows. That should be part of our growth, and it's a lot harder than people think. I bet out there.
Hey, you don't steal my
You take a professional's lack of knows and ums for granted, because that can be a hard habit to break. Everyone, you ever say like?
Never say it.
You never got into
of course. It's I grew up in the valley, bro, San Fernando Valley. Of course,
that wasn't just a stereotype, a non-true stereotype.
No,
people do say like.
Well, they say it everywhere, but
yeah.
But yeah, you mentioned the NBA Finals, which you watched most of the game, right?
Yeah. I mean, I keep an eye on the score, and I'm doing 25 million things at once.
But you don't, Adam. You don't have cable. How did you watch the game? I don't.
Oh, my. You know what I did? I finagled my satellite.
you got
not
yeah.
the
You were
satellite,
going,
the HD antenna rather.
yeah.
The
You took off your
I took
tinfoil hat and used it on the TV.
yeah, exactly, exactly, and it worked. I mean, I had to be on one foot throughout the. I'm a cable cutter, and I guess most. You know what? I feel like 60-70% of people I know are cable cutters.
Huh.
What
But
about you?
I don't know. What
You
does
never
that
thought about
exactly
it?
mean?
No, like you don't have to me it means
Oh,
you
cable
don't
cutter.
have like Time Warner, Spectrum,
Oh,
Comcast,
right.
or Dish TV, uh,
Yeah,
Direct
I think
TV.
it's a mix. I mean, I think people are starting to go more towards the streaming services, and there is like there are services now where you
Yeah,
can like stream like live TV. So
yeah. I mean, I have a hierarchy of ways I can watch the game. If my tinfoil hat was to fail me, I have other options. I'll just leave it at that. But
yeah, but some words on the NBA Finals and kind of just the NBA in general. Like, I guess I say congratulations to the Golden State Warriors, but like I mentioned to you the other day, it was like getting Kevin Durant in the offseason and having, four All-Stars. I mean, it's just a little ridiculous, and that's kind of where the NBA has gone these days of, the stars playing together. And so, I mean, I just wish it would be spread out more amongst the league.
I think it's actually some bad luck that the NBA has had this lack of parity and basically knowing that it's going to be the same two teams in the finals at least pretty much for the last 3 years. I think it's bad luck because there's a lot of really great players and very good players and players of all different skill levels, but a lot of great players in the NBA. And I think it just happened to work out that this one team happened to get these four players. Then it's unprecedented, but
Well, they got like three of them through
the draft.
draft, which hats off to them for the job they did. But then, I mean, I know Durant could go wherever he wants, and I understand.
Yeah, he didn't break any laws, obviously.
Right, but it's just like, like as a sports fan, as an NBA fan, it's kind of like, yeah, I almost want to be like, of course you guys won. Like, you had.
It's not the best for NBA fans, or is it because it generates he becomes a villain? That's what everyone sees.
Yeah, they like the story. Yeah.
It's sports with a Z. We call it. It's all distraction, man. It is true.
Yeah, like
we'll get more into that. We love sports. We should say we love sports, but we try to, as fans, to keep it in perspective. It doesn't affect your life really in any possible way. I saw a Fever Pitch with Drew Barrymore and Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah,
my wife likes that movie. It's good. It's okay, but
entertaining.
Yeah, that's kind of the theme. Is that what have you love the Red Sox, but do the Red Sox love you? What have the Red Sox done for you?
Damn, got deep.
I did get deep quickly, but sports are more than that. It's a way to bond with people and learn teamwork and fathers through sons, mothers and sons and daughters and families and neighborhoods, culture.
And then don't forget the writing that happens from sports too.
The rioting?
Yeah, there's.
You're talking about in the stadium or outside the stadium or either?
I don't know. I guess I'm talking about outside.
You know what? America gets a lot of hate. People think we're like the worst behaved and this and that, but I tell you, what I see on once in a while at those European soccer games.
Am
I allowed to say that?
I
think it's cool. I'm not saying it with like a negative connotation.
It's just
I don't want to. I think rioting is. I don't like violence. We're not really a big fan of the violence. Speaking of that, we should tell people that we are going with for our sign off. Peace, love, cookies. Because he suggested peace and love, and it sounded like that Ringo Starr clip. That's what he says, peace and love, peace and love. It almost seems like it's almost like cliche and not genuine. But we say peace, love, and cookies, then you have something. Because then people are getting something. Well,
I mean, I would speak that if we got peace and we got love, that'd be pretty pretty awesome. But
yeah, no, I think those are tangible things.
yeah, but cookies are great too. I like it has a good ring to it. The three good things come in three. Didn't Mother Teresa say that?
I don't know. I don't know who said that. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add about the
NBA?
The NBA Finals? I feel like we're supposed to talk about LeBron James, our opinions about LeBron James. What do you think about LeBron James? Because if we have opinions about LeBron James, people will disagree or agree with our opinions about LeBron James, and you can just talk about LeBron James all day. And that's no disrespect to LeBron James.
Right. If you're listening, LeBron, we respect and love you as an athlete and a player.
Yeah. Wait, what?
But
no, we don't. I like him. I think he's great. He probably should. You know what? I'll talk about LeBron because he really should have been the MVP of the series, not Durant. If you want to break down, this is the argument that some people make, and it's hard to disagree with it. Is that if you take Durant off his team and you take LeBron off his team, who gets worse? And Cleveland would not be able to score 60 points. Without LeBron against the Warriors. If you take Durant off the Warriors, they still might win the series.
Well, they probably would, but yeah.
I don't know that they probably would, but I think maybe. It would still be very competitive. I'm not just going to hand LeBron the trophy and be because
right. I wouldn't say it's a sure win, but the reason that I totally lost the train of thought, you were talking about
LeBron and
people's
and Durant.
Definition of
MVP.
Different. What is most valuable player mean?
I think you might have just cut out. I think you might have just cut out for a second. Can you repeat what you just said?
Sure. I was saying, what is the definition of MVP? I know it's most valuable player, but what is that? Does that mean, like you were saying, if you took that person off that team, the team would, really suffer, or is it the person that put up the best performance throughout the season or the series?
And there really is no definition for that.
Right.
So.
And it's hard to, you don't really give I don't think they've ever given, maybe they have.
Do you think that what were you going to say?
I would say I don't know if they've ever given the losing team player the MVP.
They have in series in a few different sports. They had
back in the day or something, yeah.
Ron Hextall in hockey.
Okay.
A goalie won, I think.
On the losing team.
He did. But yeah, there's no definition. But I wonder if Chris Broussard and Stephen A. Smith or whoever votes for MVP, they're right before they put in their vote, they go to Merriam-Webster and they're most valuable player, or they go to Urban Dictionary or something.
Oh man.
No, or Wikipedia. What is the definition? Basically what I'm saying is, what is the definition of most valuable player?
Well,
Tim Legler.
I have another question. What is the definition of a foul in the NBA?
No, I don't know. That's why I don't really like basketball as much.
Yeah, oh man. They should just take all fouls away. Put up walls,
the game.
No out of bounds, take away fouls. They just, no. And then what do we say? Release the tiger onto the court, a lion.
Now you're just
I know. No.
A baby lion. A small lion. What do you have anything else NBA related? I think we talked about LeBron, we talked about Durant. I think we
I'm kind of ready to, honestly move on from the NBA season. But it's sad that there's only two. It seemed almost like a formality. I think that's where what the disappointment lies if you're an NBA fan. That it's right.
But I mean, for me, it's still fun to watch these guys play. They're all all amazing to watch, and it's a star-driven league, and there's a reason for that. And I like that. I love to watch LeBron and Durant. Some of these dunks, I'm reacting in my apartment. I'm yelling and
Shat
wow,
yourself. Yeah.
Wow. I'm like, oh man, I shat myself. There's some dunks where I nearly did, and I don't have a horse in the race. So I just appreciate I appreciate the athleticism and the artistry of the game and all that. It's cool.
A great segue. I as well appreciate the game of Uno.
Yes,
and
our featured topic for today. Perhaps we should have set that up earlier. Maybe we'll slide an edited clip in. I mean, it will be in the show notes, but yeah, Uno. We're gonna talk about Uno today. You all know Uno. It's what is it? 108 cards in the deck.
I don't know, maybe more.
Yeah, if you don't know what Uno is, pause this podcast and Google Uno.
Right.
Or go to YouTube and go to Uno and look at a video that has a lot of likes and little to no dislikes. Because that's what you'll want to do.
How to use YouTube.
How to use YouTube. No, because some people don't look at that. Because there's a lot of things I feel like on a screen. So you look at views and you take into consideration how many views versus how many likes and dislikes. I don't know. The eye can wander.
Yeah. So Uno.
Yeah, it's your favorite game.
Yeah, it's a simpler card game. You play it as play it with kids. That sounds weird. But
no, it's ages. I feel like we should have a deck in front of us as we're talking about this.
I know we're totally
we're not prepared. No, we have notes.
Now we're good. But yeah, it's a simple game with
kids
numbers,
to adults,
colors. Everyone's like, dude, we've played the fucking game before. We know what Uno is.
Yeah. No,
but yeah, it's always been a favorite game of mine. And then Adam and I started playing it. We actually started playing it online. Do we say the?
No, Joe. I'm not gonna say. Say because.
But if you search,
play Uno online. Play Uno online.
That's Uno online.
You can use a web browser to maybe make that happen. But I don't know if that's Milton Bradley, Bob Hasbro, whoever owns Uno. I don't know if they licensed this particular version.
Yeah.
But
let's just say that Adam and I might play Uno on the internet somehow, and we don't know if it's legit or not. We sound like we're talking about like Fight Club or something.
Yeah, I mean, this is controversial stuff.
Yeah, and it's important to us.
I don't want to ruin it for everyone, but you know what? Other black market Unos would probably pop up. I would hope. Yeah. I would be sad if that didn't happen.
So anyway, we also play it online. We're big fans of the game, and as you play a lot of games, you start to develop little, sayings per se, or what else? I don't know.
Habits and interactions and things like that. But it's funny because the reason that I think you like Uno and we like Uno and really everyone likes Uno is because it's simple and there's not really that much thought involved with it, and it's fast paced. But there's some thought. There's some choices to make.
Yeah. Let me ask you: do you think that you can be good at Uno?
Do you think that you can be good?
Some people go, "There's no being good at Uno. You have the cards that you can't really." I guess.
No, I think you can be good at Uno because there's actually is Uno tournaments.
Right.
And I've seen them on the internets. I haven't been to one, but they exist. So I'm sure. If someone wins consistently, I don't think it's an accident.
Yeah,
I think it really depends on sample size. It's science and math and stuff.
Yeah. Have you ever played where you use the score and you count up the? I think at the end of the hand.
Yes. No. I don't think anyone does. But yes, technically, I guess whatever cards the other person has left over becomes your score. I don't even know what that particular rule is.
Right. That's
you
like a whole
Uno. You either win Uno. I can't even.
Oh my god!
Oh man, I need some water.
We'll edit that out.
You either win Uno or you lose at Uno. There's no 6 points. Let me tally this.
Yeah, it's not golf all of a sudden.
It's not miniature golf. You gotta. Do you keep score when you play mini golf?
I usually start and then I start to lose interest, and then if I play all 18 holes, it's rare.
Yeah. No, I think I almost always try to keep score, but I only play mini golf once every 3 years. But I try to keep score. I feel like it's not fun. It's stupid if you're not keeping score.
No, I guess I do, but sometimes I don't know. It depends on who I'm
There's
playing
that
with.
one hole where you just the ball keeps rolling back down towards you. But you can take a minus or +6 or whatever, +7. I know nothing about mini golf. That should be on TV. I would watch.
Yeah,
mini golf on TV.
yeah. Well, let's feed the homeless first, and then we'll tackle that one.
Why can't we do both? Why can't we combine both into one project somehow? I'm not sure how. I'm not gonna go into that right now.
You let me know when and where to show up, and I'm there.
Yeah. Okay.
So Uno.
Yeah. We wanted to talk more about Uno and why we love it, why it's cool, and what annoys me that Michael Firestone does when we're playing.
What?
What do you mean? What? Well, we can talk about. Let's talk about the challenge rule, because if you have an Uno in your house and you happen to also have the instruction booklet, what you'll notice if the rules are the same as the versions that I've had recently, that if your opponent wants to use a draw 4 against you, you can challenge if they have the color that's on the pile. Like, for example, if there's like a 3 of green showing on the top of the pile, and that person has to match the color or the number, 3 green, and they have green cards, but they choose to use their draw 4 on you, you could challenge that. You could say, you're lying, you have a green card, because with the challenge rule is you're challenging that they have that color. You're not supposed to play a draw 4 if you have the color that's showing at the top of the pile. That's the rule, and I'm a fan of that rule, because if some idiot has, not idiot, but opponent has 11, 12, 13 cards in their hand, and they're basically fucked, they shouldn't be able to use their draw 4 against you. You got to play your other cards, because you can call them out on that. What is your feeling about the? I know you're not a big fan of the challenge rule.
I'm the complete. Yeah, if we needed to choose a topic where we're completely divided, this is it.
This could be the end of the podcast, actually.
Because, are you saying I shouldn't continue or what?
No, you could go on.
Okay.
After I talk for a while, that's like when you should talk, because I got to take a sip of water. I got to take a breath. As I'm like screaming about Uno and all this stuff.
Yeah. So I feel that I like to play kind of like, hey, if you have that draw 4 card and you want to play it, like, I think you can play it whenever you want. You can play it if you have a card, of that color or not. Like, I don't like the challenge rule. And here's what you didn't mention. So if Adam challenges me because I hit him with a draw 4, I then have to show him my deck of cards.
Yeah.
And then he gets to see whether or not I'm if I have color card.
That color.
Yeah. So like,
and if what the official rule is, if I win the challenge and he does have that color that's on the top of the pile, he has to draw 2 cards.
Is it 2 or 4?
No, you have to draw 2.
Okay. And you don't.
No. I think.
Or you draw 6.
I think I draw. We haven't played this in quite a while, but I think. Yeah. I think. Do I draw 6 or do you draw 6? I think so. But the point is that you can challenge the other person. But I think what you want to do, whether you play the challenge rule or you don't play the challenge rule, is make sure whoever you're playing with agrees to the same rules. And I think that's really that's a good thought to have.
Yeah.
For really any game, because things can get ugly.
Yeah, you have consent. We encourage consent by both parties before an Uno match or
because with a lot of these games, people have their house rules, they have their family rules. You land on free parking, you get the money in the pile. There's no money in the pile in Monopoly. No one ever actually plays by the real rules. I actually played Monopoly by the real rules within the last 2.5 years, 3 years, whenever it was. And the game goes faster.
The game is... Oh, really?
No, the game goes way faster. It's still... you can finish... I think in like a half hour. I don't know. It's still a long game. But when you auction off all the properties, when people land on them, so all the properties get bought faster. That's basically a big part of it. People don't play that rule. Anyway, we can get back to Uno here.
Monopoly is a whole nother, galaxy.
That is. That's way too much thinking for you. There is Monopoly Deal, which is a shorter, faster version, which is also some thinking, more thinking than Uno. It's like the next step. Like Uno could be a gateway to Monopoly Deal, but you guys can look that up. It's a card version of Monopoly. I do recommend it if you're a fan of Monopoly. I do recommend trying Monopoly Deal.
Monopoly Deal.
Are you still there?
I
You know what's
am,
funny?
yeah.
You know what's funny? We didn't have a Uno deck handy, but we did have a deck of cards handy. And I thought that worked out pretty well, using a regular standard deck of playing cards as Uno cards. What you want to do is just make the face cards wild.
Action
or
cards.
action cards rather. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on from that.
Yeah, please.
You had a story to tell.
Oh,
You had an
Uno.
childhood story. I believe.
Uno related story. Yeah, I was playing Uno at my grandma's. I don't know. I was probably, I'm gonna say I was like 10 years old, but I was playing with some cousins and like my aunt or something. And long story short, I was stuffing cards underneath the table in like a little like crack in the wood or something, and hiding the cards. And somebody discovered that I was cheating. And my dad, hey, what's up, Dad? He grounded me for playing Uno or cheating at Uno.
As he should.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm still talking about it today. So
It was a life lesson.
Yeah,
learned.
I'm only like half a scumbag.
So wait a minute.
Yeah.
So you were going through like rounds of Uno, and you took cards from like a
No, I
previous
think
game,
it
or you
was
just stole cards, or you hid how many cards you had. You acted like you had less cards than you did. You were like Uno, but you had
Right,
Like,
so-
I see.
Yeah, I had like three, tucked
That's
away
like
underneath
that's
the
like
table.
worse than using steroids. It's good. You're cleansing your soul. You're honest about it, and I commend you for that. And it's a good lesson and a good story. So moving on from your childhood traumas, we should mention that there's different versions of Uno, and you seem to like all the different versions of Uno. You get into it. I'm just like kind of more of a standard Uno kind of a guy, but
Yeah.
maybe you could tell people more about the different versions and how you feel about them. What are you laughing
How
at?
I feel about
How you feel about it?
I have a very okay. There's Uno Attack, which you and I have played, which you're not a fan of. It's where you hit the button, and sometimes it's like Uno Roulette, where sometimes you get cards shot out at you, and sometimes you get none, or sometimes you get eight of them.
If you have to draw two or draw X amount of cards, you get draw a card that says to do this. It says hit the button basically, and this contraption, a battery powered contraption, shoots out cards at you, and it could shoot out none to add to your hand, or it could shoot out 5, 6, God knows how many. It's actually fun. Is that the one that has the trade hands in it? Because I think we should talk about trade hands.
That's where trade hands came from, where literally a card where you play it and you trade your hands with another player in the game, but you can also use it as your last card to win.
Of course,
where
yeah.
You don't have,
yeah, of course. But the idea is to trade it with someone who has less cards than you in their hand, because the idea is to get rid of all your cards in this game of Uno. Yeah, but I don't like that rule, because you work so hard to get your pile, to get your hand or whatever it is down to the minimal cards.
It's a game.
And then all of a sudden, someone swoops in, and all that work that you put in is ruined.
Hey, Uno's tough.
It's
not for the weak.
Yeah, I actually used to play Steal the Old Man's Bundle. It's like a version of the card game Casino I played with my grandpa. My grandpa Sammy, we played that game, and that's kind of like trade hands. The trade hands idea. Someone does all the work, and then you swoop in because you get this. You're lucky with this one card, or you save this card. And then you have to touch someone else's cards who's been holding them in their sweaty hands for the last.
I know you are like Mr. Well, I guess I get your point. Like,
yeah, they've been shoving their cards in their pants for the last hour. Hey, who knows what people are doing? There's jizz and feces all over the cards.
do not play under a black light.
You know what? Because in my mind, when you start like the next hand of Uno or whatever, and you shuffle the card, that cleans them too.
They've been yes, it's like
it's like a cleansing thing. There's no jizz and feces on the cards after they're shuffled.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So there's that version of Uno. You should tell people about the floating
Uno
version.
Splash.
Uno Splash,
which is the waterproof game. I've had a couple of decks, and like right when you get them, they're so slippery. Like I literally open the package and like they just like shoot out of my hands like all over.
Well, they're meant to be played in water, like in a pool.
Well, yeah, water. Or I mean, I read the Amazon reviews.
I'm gonna play Uno with someone across the Pacific Ocean and float the card out to them. We'll make a move every decade or so. It's a slow game. We're slowing down the pace of it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so there's that version. And then sometimes, we talked about house rules, but you ever play Uno in a dark bar or in a dark restaurant or wherever, the blues and greens can be hard to tell the difference between. I'm getting old too, so whatever. So what did you do to you had a way to solve this issue?
Yeah, because you're playing on the rooftop deck or the dark bar. Yeah. And so I put dots in the corners of the blue cards, so you knew the difference between the blues and the greens.
Pure genius. Pure genius.
Finally, my
pure genius. Remember that time where we were playing me, you, and some other people we know were playing Uno in a bar. We don't have to say the name of the bar, but the guy working there was like skeptical of us, like wasn't sure if this was allowed. Like, hey, we could be like, I guess be gambling on it. You could gamble on it. I mean, you could gamble on anything,
right?
But he seemed like, wait a minute, Uno.
He gave us a heads up. He's like, hey, the door guy, the security door guy might come over and like give you a hard time because I guess I don't know if it's just their policy. You're not supposed to be playing cards because, like you said, you might be betting. So I don't know.
Yeah. I think that's about it for the Uno. I think we can wrap it up about now, unless you wanted to add.
I'm sure in the future some Uno stuff will come up, but right now I'm pretty content.
Yeah. I guess I could slip in and get in one more story.
Well, what are you slipping in there, Adam?
I'm gonna do the Choose Your Destiny and explain what that is real quick. So anytime this guy, Michael Firestone, can play either the color or the number or he has options in his hand, he asks me to decide for him what card he should try to beat me with. Choose your destiny or density, referring to the Back to the Future quote, of course, the George McFly quote. But that's because you're trying to do is absolve yourself of the responsibility of whether you win or lose, and that's terrible.
You got to take responsibility.
You do. You shouldn't try to get other people. If you don't look at me, that means you choose this card. You choose the card to my left, and then
the guy tries to.
If you don't blink, that means. All right, I think we're done with the Uno for now. Let's wrap it up.
All right, we'll put it to bed.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So we're doing it. The Adam and Michael Podcast. That's the name of our show, and you can find us on Facebook by searching that. We're doing it, the Adam and Michael Podcast, and also on Twitter. We're doing it. You can search for that at WDI_the podcast at WDI_the podcast. That is our Twitter. And you can find us on iTunes and Stitcher and all that good stuff. And I think that's about all for today. Episode 2 is in
Episode deuce.
So I don't know. I don't know how we're gonna do this sign off, but I guess we should explain it again because we are committed to peace, love, cookies, and we're not actually going to send anyone cookies. But what we will do
Please send us cookies.
Is repeat that phrase over and over again and post it on our social media and with hashtags peace, love, cookies with hashtags PLC with emojis. We got logos in the works. This guy's working on a logo, a peace, love, cookies logo. We got all kinds of stuff.
Send help. Send help.
Send help. You're the one making the logo. Hashtag PLC.
You gave the inspiration, buddy.
People are going to start sending us cookies.
I really hope so. They could send worse things.
We don't really have a mailing address, but that's all right. We're working on that.
Get those cookies ready.
Yeah.
No, don't make them.
Drop them off in a public place, and we'll get them. Hide them in the bushes. Just tell us the cross streets. We'll find them.
Oh my god.
We could send out. Maybe we'll send out cookies. We could donate cookies to whatever. But people shouldn't have cookies. They should have healthy foods if they're. I guess it's part of a balanced diet. Oils and fats. All right, we're gonna move on. So that's it for today. Peace, love, cookies.
And peace, love, and cookies.
Peace, love, and cookies.
Yeah.
Oh, that changes things.
No, no.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that will be our first poll. Do you like peace, love, cookies, or do you like peace, love, and cookies? Obviously, the emojis and stuff is not going to have an ampersand.
Yeah, it doesn't. That doesn't.
But you're just saying your verbal sign off.
Right.
Should we say it at the same time, or should we say break it up? How we're going to say it? Should you say it? Maybe you should just say peace, love, and cookies, because I say welcome. So I kind of have my thing. So maybe you should just be the peace, love, and cookies.
You start us off. I'll close it off.
Okay.
All right. Peace, love, and cookies.
I see the sun and I watch it arise. Oh, good morning, good morning. I kiss my baby and I say goodbye. Oh, good morning, oh, good morning. I grab my coffee and I step outside. Oh, good morning, oh, good morning. And through the traffic I will survive. Oh, good morning, good morning. But the people that I'm passing, oh, they're too busy reacting. But I'm afraid from distraction. I'm caffeinated, I'm ready for action. Well, the alarm goes off, I wake up and start my day. Get up, shower and shave, and then I'm on my way. What can I say? I never let my sky turn gray. It's just another perfect day in the U.S. and LA, specifically the San Fernando Valley. When we go Mad Street parking, we don't need the valet. Yeah, get out my way while I proceed to persuade everybody I see to have a beautiful day. So don't say I didn't want you. Look in the mirror and you're not in my warrior. Don't say I didn't want you. Look in the mirror and you're not in my warrior. Yeah. I got to work, yeah, I made it on time. It was a good morning, a good morning. I said hello to the assembly